When a man truly misses you, the very first sign isn't something dramatic or loud. It's the subtle way his energy shifts toward you. When he feels your absence, he becomes mentally preoccupied with the idea of you. Whether he's at work, scrolling through his phone, or talking to friends, your name floats through his thoughts like a quiet echo he can't silence. He'll catch himself remembering your laughter, replaying the last conversation you shared, or wondering what you're doing at that exact moment. This internal shift is powerful because men rarely linger mentally on someone who didn't impact them deeply. Missing you creates a magnet inside him, one that pulls him toward you no matter how much he tries to distract himself. Even if he pretends to be busy or emotionally distant, his mind betrays him. He rereads old chats, revisits your photos, and thinks about the moments you gave him comfort. Men don't miss lightly. They miss in silence, in slow waves, and in moments of unexpected softness. Missing you becomes a feeling he can't turn off, even when he tells himself he should move on. That's why his behavior starts shifting even before he reaches out. He becomes more watchful, more reflective, and more attentive. Your absence becomes a presence in his life. And strangely, it's during this time, when he senses the space between you, that he begins realizing the depth of what you brought into his world. A man misses you when he feels safe with you, when your energy brought peace, and when your presence added meaning to his days. And even before he calls, texts, or returns to your life, his heart begins reaching out first. When he misses you, he starts keeping tabs on your life in ways he never used to. This doesn't mean obsessively or invasively. It means he becomes more aware of what you're doing because he genuinely cares. He'll start watching your stories with more intention, paying attention to the little details you post, and noticing changes in your mood or lifestyle. He may not comment or react, but he's there, quietly observing. Men often keep their curiosity hidden because they don't want to appear vulnerable, yet their desire to stay connected reveals exactly how they feel. If he sees you smiling, it brings him comfort. If he sees you glowing or leveling up, it stirs something inside him: pride, regret, longing. He wants to know if you're happy without him or if someone else has captured your attention. Even something small, like you posting a song lyric or sharing a memory, can trigger him emotionally. He pays closer attention than you think. To him, your social media becomes a window into the world he no longer fully has access to. He might scroll back and re-watch your stories, check your old posts, or revisit moments you both shared online. This behavior isn't accidental. Men are visual beings, and when they miss, they look for traces of you. They want reassurance that you're still you, still shining, still someone they connect with, even from afar. Keeping tabs is his quiet way of staying emotionally present in your life without openly admitting his longing. It's his silent check-in, his inner curiosity, and his emotional tether to you. And the more he misses you, the more frequently he finds himself returning to your world, even if only through a screen. One of the strongest signs he misses you is when he starts reaching out at emotionally vulnerable moments, late at night, early in the morning, or during times when life feels heavy. Men usually hide their emotional needs, but when someone touches their heart deeply, they instinctively seek comfort in that person. So when he texts you at midnight saying he just wanted to check in, or he calls you after a long day because he felt like talking to someone who understands, that's not random. That is longing. That is missing. He chooses you because your presence brings him peace in ways others don't. The timing of his messages reveals what his heart is wrestling with. Late-night contact means he's thinking about you when everything is quiet and he can't distract himself. Morning texts show you're the first thing on his mind. Unexpected calls during stressful moments show he associates you with emotional safety. Men don't reach out for comfort unless they feel deeply connected. Even if he tries to keep the conversation casual, asking how you are, talking about his day, or sharing something funny, the motive behind it is emotional closeness. He may not say, "I miss you," but his actions speak louder. He reaches for you because missing you feels heavier when he's alone, reflective, or overwhelmed, and that's when the truth comes out.
A man may distract himself during the day, but when the world quiets down, the person he misses most becomes the person he wants to talk to. If he repeatedly contacts you at these meaningful emotional windows, it's because your connection still lives within him, untouched and undeniable. When he misses you, memories become his emotional weakness. He starts remembering the little things, the way you laughed at his jokes, the conversations that felt effortless, the comfort he felt when he was around you. Men often act like they forget quickly, but the truth is, emotional memories hit them harder and later. At first, he might brush off the breakup or separation, telling himself he's fine. But when the noise settles and life goes back to routine, he begins replaying the moments he took for granted. He thinks about the first time you made him feel seen, the way you supported him, or how your presence added light to spaces he didn't know were dark. Something as small as hearing a song you loved or passing a place you visited together can trigger a wave of nostalgia that stays with him for hours. He may find himself smiling at random memories or feeling a sudden pang of loss. This internal nostalgia is powerful because it forces him to acknowledge the emotional depth he tried to ignore. Men don't reminisce unless someone truly mattered, and when he remembers, he relives it, he feels it, he sees the moments vividly. He realizes you weren't just someone he dated, you were someone who touched his soul. This flood of memories makes him crave your presence again. It reminds him of emotional security, comfort, and joy he can't replicate easily. If he begins mentioning old memories or bringing up moments you shared, it's a strong sign the past is pulling him back toward you. When he misses you, he becomes noticeably more emotionally attentive to your needs and emotions. If he sees you struggling or posting something sad, he suddenly reaches out to check if you're okay. If you seem stressed or distant, he becomes more concerned. This attention isn't casual, it's emotional investment resurfacing. Men don't offer comfort to someone they've detached from. They do it for someone whose well-being they still care deeply about. Often he tries to help in ways that seem small, recommending something you might like, offering support, giving advice, or simply trying to lift your mood. He becomes protective in subtle ways, wanting to make sure you're safe, emotionally supported, and not carrying your burdens alone. Missing you creates empathy within him. He feels responsible for your emotions even if he's no longer in your life intimately. This emotional sensitivity shows he still sees you as someone special, someone whose feelings matter to him. Attention is a love language for many men. They may struggle with verbal expression, but their behavior reveals the truth. When he starts noticing everything, your silence, your tone, your sadness, your achievements, it's because you still occupy a meaningful place in his emotional world. His fear isn't just losing you, it's you feeling alone without him. And that fear makes him show up, even from a distance. A man who misses you feels your emotions as his own, and that emotional connection becomes the thread that keeps pulling him back toward you. One of the strongest signs he misses you is when he starts improving himself. Men often use self-improvement as a response to emotional longing. He begins hitting the gym, working harder, dressing better, or fixing personal flaws he ignored before. This isn't coincidence, it's motivation driven by missing you. He may want to become the man he thinks you deserved, or the man he regrets not being when you were together. The emotional void makes him reflect on what went wrong and what he could have done better. Instead of expressing vulnerability directly, he channels it into action. Men often try to earn back someone they miss through better behavior, discipline, or lifestyle changes. He might stop toxic habits, start healing old wounds, or become more emotionally mature. Missing you pushes him to evolve. And even if he doesn't admit it, the inspiration often comes from the version of himself he remembers being with you. You awakened something inside him: ambition, purpose, discipline, or emotional awareness. This internal change is one of the strongest signs of missing because it shows he still values your opinion and presence. A man doesn't transform for someone he meant nothing. He evolves because your absence made him realize what he could lose permanently. And improvement is his unspoken way of saying, "I want to be better for you, even if I can't say it out loud." When he misses you, he starts getting jealous in subtle but undeniable ways. Even if he doesn't express it directly, he becomes more sensitive to the idea of you giving your attention to someone else. If he sees you posting with friends, glowing up, or receiving compliments, it stirs something inside him, a mix of longing and fear. Men tend to suppress jealousy, but when they miss someone, jealousy becomes harder to hide. He might ask indirect questions about your life, who you're with, or whether you're talking to someone new. He may joke about it, but emotionally he's checking if he still matters. Sometimes he reacts with sudden interest after seeing you spend time with others. Sometimes he becomes more responsive or more expressive. Jealousy reveals attachment. He wouldn't care if he didn't still feel emotionally connected. Even if he tries to keep calm, the idea of losing you pushes him to reevaluate his behavior. He starts missing what he wants.
A man who misses you becomes more supportive and encouraging. He might start cheering you on in ways he didn't before. If he sees you working on something new, career, goals, personal growth, he becomes your silent admirer again. Missing you makes him appreciate your strength and ambition, so he reaches out with encouragement, compliments, or genuine interest in your progress. This support is his way of staying emotionally connected without overstepping. It shows he still wants to be part of your life, even if only from the sidelines. Men don't invest emotional energy into someone they've forgotten. Support is a sign of lingering care and affection. When he misses you, he becomes unexpectedly protective. Even from a distance, he wants to ensure you're safe and okay. If you post something worrying, he checks in. If you're facing challenges, he offers help. Protective behavior is deeply rooted in male psychology. Missing you heightens it. He sees you as someone whose well-being still matters. Protection is his way of expressing love without saying it. And even when you're apart, his instinct to look out for you reveals the emotional bond that still exists. One of the clearest signs he misses you is when he starts initiating conversations without any real reason. These are the "hey, what's up?" or "just thinking about you" messages. Men don't reach out randomly. They reach out because something reminded them of you, or because they're craving your energy. When he initiates consistently, it's because missing you pushed him to break the silence. He wants to feel connected again, even if the conversation is simple. His small messages carry big emotions. When he misses you, he becomes more reflective. He starts thinking about his mistakes, the things he should have done differently, or the ways he could have treated you better. Reflective behavior is a powerful emotional indicator. It shows he isn't just missing your presence, he's missing the chance to be better with you. He replays arguments and regrets his reactions. He thinks about the moments where he hurt you and wishes he could undo them. This self-awareness is driven by emotional longing. Missing you forces him to confront the truth he once avoided. A man who misses you becomes curious about your well-being, your emotions, and your happiness. He asks questions he never used to. He pays more attention to your tone, your mood, and your silence. Curiosity is emotional investment. He wants to know if you're okay, if you're healing, and if you're genuinely happy. Missing you makes him worry about losing the emotional connection entirely, so he checks in more, cares more, and listens more. His curiosity is a reflection of longing. When he misses you, he becomes more affectionate in his words and actions. Even through text, you feel his warmth. His compliments become more genuine, his tone becomes softer, and his appreciation becomes clearer. He might call you special again, or remind you of what he admired about you. This affection is not manipulation, it's emotional overflow. Missing you softens his heart. It makes him remember your value and express feelings he once hid. A man who misses you often tries to recreate familiar patterns. He brings back old habits, sending memes, sharing songs, or talking about topics you both loved. This is symbolic. He's trying to rebuild comfort, ease, and connection. Men crave familiarity when they miss someone.
Recreating old patterns is his way of stepping back into the emotional space he once shared with you. If he starts repeating old behaviors, it's because the bond never truly faded. When he misses you, he becomes more patient and understanding. He gives you space without anger. He respects your boundaries without arguments. Missing you humbles him. It softens his ego and allows empathy to replace pride. A man who doesn't care will pressure you to reconnect. A man who misses you will respect your pace because your emotional comfort matters to him. Patience is one of the purest signs of longing. One of the strongest signs he misses you is his sudden desire to fix things. He might apologize, initiate serious conversations, or express clarity he previously lacked. Missing you makes him confront issues he avoided. He stops running from accountability and starts accepting the role he played. He wants resolution, not for closure, but for reconnection. When a man returns with maturity, honesty, and responsibility, it's because missing you changed him. Finally, when he misses you, he makes an effort, real effort. He calls more, texts more, shows up more, and expresses feelings more clearly. He shows consistency, reliability, and emotional presence. He doesn't just say he misses you, he behaves like someone who does. Missing you becomes the catalyst that pushes him to act, to reconnect, and to rebuild. Effort is the ultimate sign. When he misses you truly, deeply, and sincerely, he does everything he can to feel close to you again.